Hey guys, what's going on? Ignore the dirty dishes over here. So, I have a thing about homemade salsa that I really like. So I've already cut up the jalapeno, and I was thinking, maybe I could show you how I go about cutting tomato, because it's really hard to dice a tomato. It's one of probably the hardest things I know as far as cutting up vegetables. So what I do is I always cut the top of it off there, which I should probably leave it on there and probably make it easier. And then what I do here is, whoops, I don't want to cut it all the way through. I'm being a little careless at the moment. So I'm going to cut it all the way, almost all the way through, just like so. And I'm going to turn it like this, and I'm going to cut it almost all the way through this way as well. So once I get this like so, bring this in. A few extra large chunks won't be a problem. And now I know that traditionally Romas are used for salsa, but I don't like Romas. One, they're small. They don't taste good to me. They're just whatever. I prefer the garden house variety, or the greenhouse variety rather. So once you're at this point, I just cut back down through the lines where I did before. Cut like this. Alright, so now I have a large collection of tomatoes. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get a large mixing bowl here, and I'm going to clear off room on my cutting board. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Alright, and now that we've got that out of the way, I also like onion in it, right? So I'm going to kind of do the same idea here. I'm going to cut just one end off, just the one, and I'm going to throw it across the room. No, not really. There's a bunch of ways to peel the onion. You can still select your own. Now I do this little number. I don't push hard. I just kind of scribe it through that first layer, so as right there. You see that? Yeah. Because I'm not going to be using the very butt of that anyhow, so I'm not too concerned about it. Now, here's a trick that my grandmama actually taught me. If you run these underwater, into the cut, not just run them underwater, but into the cut, and let it set for a second, you can barely smell it, because what it does is it literally washes the acid and stuff off of the top of the onion. And I'm going to pretty much repeat the process here as I did on the tomato. I'll repeat the process again. And it's going to allow me to dice it up rather quickly. And this is pretty much just the stock, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'll clean up a couple bits, and I'm going to have to get that piece that just dropped on the ground. Those cut up. I don't mind a little bit bigger chunks in mine. You know, obviously you take a little bit more care and time to do it yourself. If you get smaller chunks, I don't mind it. Then, once that's done, oops, got a piece of thyme in there. I like cilantro, so I usually buy this stuff pretty fresh, but I don't ever just take it for what it is. with cilantro, make sure you wash this stuff off. And like, it looks green and good, but if you look down in deep, you'll see there's mud on these leaves. See, and maybe even see it there. But so I give it a good wash. Now I'm going to tell you a industry secret real quick for cilantro is so when you have it like this, say you have 2 bushels and you don't want it to go bad, here's how to preserve it. Okay, so you get your water and you make it lukewarm and you cut all the stalks off, fairly simple, and in a clean bowl. Don't use any type of dirty, like if it's got soap scum or anything on it, don't do it. So when you cut this, it opens the leaves back up to accept water. So you'd put it in water for roughly about 15 minutes or so. Lukewarm, not ice cold, even though for some reason myself I associate ice cold with you know, fresh greens and whatnot. But what this does is, in the industry we refer to this as crisping. And not in the chef industry, I'm definitely not a chef, but it is a way to preserve leafy greens like this. You can pretty much do it on anything if you really have the ability to get into its stem. Like we do it on bok choy. We'd cut some of the bottom off of it and do whatever, whatnot. Now this is a little bit of a goofy tactic, but it's one that I've used. So I'll take one out like this, and I'll wrap around here. This helps hold it together, right? And then, actually, so anyways, so is this right? Probably not. Is this the way that most people should do it? Probably not. Is this the way I do it? Absolutely. So that's more than enough cilantro for me, for what I'm using it for. And I kind of just repeat the process here. I try not to smash it, but rather cut it, so if some extra comes out, whatever. I have a hard time personally with this, making it small enough, but I really like cilantro also. I have a thing for vegetables in general, so I don't mind if it's a little bit larger. That's the whole point of fresh, I think. It isn't supposed to be, you know, perfect, because if it was perfect, now then, what's the point? So, actually, let's get this dirtiness out of the way. So, once you have it all here, the best way, I think, is get your hands in there, give it a good turn. This will allow this to mix pretty well. Make sure you wash your hands also. This should be a regular step in between most of the steps. So I use a reconstituted lime juice. What it is basically a concentrate, so it doesn't require as much in there to get that limey taste. And I put, if I had to take a guess, probably about 3 tablespoons in there or so, because I use a little bit of garlic salt. Now, I know I like fresh, but it's about the different taste and whatnot. And I don't use a bunch of this, I just a little bit. Just a little seasoning there. And I'll get a little bit of pepper here also, just a little bit. I'll get my old grubby mitts in here and I'll twist it. I think this works just a little bit better than a lot of spoons. And I really like the taste of it when it's like that. Oh, that's a pretty big onion. We'll just go ahead and toss that piece. And this, to me, ensures that it gets coated all the way around. And that's pretty much it. This is how I make my salsa. It takes me roughly about 12 minutes to make. You can take longer if you like. So I'm just going to go ahead here. Oh man. Oh yeah. Definitely. They're really good on taste stuff. A light bit of the lemon juice, mainly the tomato, a little heat from the jalapeno, a little bite from the onion, a tad of the cilantro, and the salt helps bring out the flavor of the lemon juice or the lime juice, in my opinion. So I hope that was good for y'all. If you try out this recipe, let me know down in the comments. If you have any other recipes that you might want to recommend, also let me know. I'm going to get to eating this, and I hope you all take care. And until next time, you have a good one.